Good evening, ladies and gents. It's Hyozo from Discuss Things, and welcome to Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice spoiler-free review. I'm gonna make a spoiler talk as well, but this will be probably in a few days because I want to let people know what I think without actually revealing too much or anything if I manage to. And after that, I'm gonna make a spoiler review, which, if you guys want, we can join in the discussion and express our feelings. However, that might be a little bit difficult because, man, oh man, imagine having a tornado on full centrifuge inside of your brain. This is how you feel after the movie. It's so much. It's so much information, so much going on. I don't even know what to think. I'm struggling to find the words. In my mind, I know how I feel. I liked it. I really enjoyed the movie. It's great. Not perfect. It's far from perfect, but it's great. I'm going to start by just saying that this movie is not for newcomers. This is not a movie for someone who doesn't know the story or has not watched any of the recent Batman or Superman movies or has not watched or read any DC material. If you're a person who is not interested in going for a first view, you'll probably be disappointed because this movie has almost no backstory. Everything. It's like, let's say, if the previous movies were if the previous movies were to set up the main stage for this movie, they did it. And if this movie is to be the main event, like basically a fight night, this was it. This was a fight night movie. This was like WrestleMania, but on big screen, and it was brutal. It was more real than WrestleMania, actually. Everything is going on. You don't have any sort of introduction to a scene or little to no explanation on why something is happening. You just see it's happening, and as I said, if you're a first comer, you're gonna be asking too many questions. If you're like me and know the story, know the different versions of the story, know how everything went in the comics, in the animated movie, or in other issues as well, then probably you won't be asking so much questions, but you'll still be left with quite a few actually. I'm trying to do an introduction to solve the movie because this is just mind-boggling. I'm still struggling, but I wanted to put out this review because this would be as honest of me as possible. I cannot be more honest than that. So first of all, I'm gonna talk story-wise. Story-wise, it was done very well for what it is. Now we have to we have to remember that this movie is basically a fight movie. This is just a fight movie, and everything that is in this movie is part of that fight or leads to that fight and to the conclusion and what happens after the fight. This is all there is. There is no major plot here. There is no mysterious villains. There is no secret agencies, or maybe a few twist endings, but not so much that you wouldn't know if you're familiar with the story from before. Now, the main thing is the execution of the story, the execution of basically the plot, and the execution of characters. It was done well. It didn't feel rushed, although it was indeed fast paced. Some of the scenes didn't fall into place as well as I would like them to fall. I can. It's pretty hard to talk when you cannot do some details or get some examples. But imagine a puzzle. Imagine just like a puzzle, and you're just trying to finish it quickly and putting all the pieces. Some of the pieces are could have been put a little bit better in. Ultimately, it's a very good puzzle. You get the whole picture, but the things that the characters do, the things that Batman does, that Superman does, that Lex Luthor does, are kind of can seem a little bit rushed, and can seem that no one explained why or there was no premise to it. Yes, it's normal. I can tell you from this point on, it's normal. You can expect this from this kind of movie because you have so much build up from the previous movies, have so much everything. Like after the Superman the movie, this is just a ticking bomb and it goes off in all direction. It's simply amazing. Now, this was the positive things. Mainly, what I didn't like is some of the footage that was done was probably changed. I don't know, or it was probably a little bit modified to probably look better, but it didn't go quite well. There was some glitches there. You could clearly see that it was a little bit too rushed with some of the CGI and some of the special effects. It's not that constant, but if you look at it, if you have the eye for it, if you're looking for something like that, you're gonna see it. I saw it on a couple of occasions. It's not something that should bother me. I just want to share it. It's basically doesn't ruin the whole picture, but as it's standing alone, they could have done it better. Although I cannot blame them because basically it's a 2.5 hour movie and they cram so much in it. I cannot this cannot escape my mind just how much of it was there. You have the introduction of many personas. You have so little time to even put a backstory to any of them, and so rushed. It's so rushed. It's basically just something a long-time fanboy would want. They wanted to see Batman versus Superman go at each other, and they wanted to go to see it on the big screen, and that's it. It was made solely for people like me and other people who know the story. It wasn't made for newcomers. This is not you. If you didn't watch any of DC, and this is a little bit frustrating because you cannot target an audience like that. It's probably it probably will be profitable to the company, but if you want to have other people get into that, you're probably gonna disappoint them a lot. And I don't know if this was intentional or not, but let's say if I'm not a fan, if I wasn't a fan of DC or of Batman or Superman or any of it, I don't know what I would probably just be like, what, who, how, what, where, who. It's a little bit confusing. And at the cinema, there were people who didn't see it. There was a mother with her child, and her child was, of course, 11 or 12. He knew everything, but the mother was like, "Who was that? Why? What's the story?" And she's right. There is actually no introduction to what can happen. You just go. They just put a line or two there, a scene or two there to just fill up some holes and continue on to the main event. It was just like setting a table for a gourmet dinner. It's like appetizers after appetizers after appetizers, a few drinks there, a few drinks here, some salads, some hors d'oeuvres, and then the main event. So yeah, not exactly a negative thing, but it could be frustrating for them. It wasn't frustrating for me, at least. Oh, my head hurts. Cast. I want to talk about a little bit about the cast, the good cast and the bad cast. Now, I remember raging against Ben Affleck as Batman, and I still kinda do. Why? Because in this movie, almost no one is what a fanboy has grew up with. Let me explain. You don't see the other characteristics of people. Superman is fucking brutal. Batman is even more brutal, and he's not that much of a detective. Without spoiling everything, I'll just say that Alfred is doing most of the job there. Gonna get back to Alfred in a little bit. So you can probably see that they're both battle ready, and even from the beginning you can see how different Superman is from what any of us are used to. He's so different. He's merciless. He's not that honest. He's closed up. He's like a depressed boy or someone who just runs from responsibility. Then he comes back. Then he just knows what's gonna happen when it happens. He knows the consequences. Batman is simply, how should I say? He's not that. I'm comparing him to the DC animated films. Okay, this is what I compare them, because this is what has risen up in my view list for this time, and I know for a fact that Batman is a very good detective in the comics as well. Although I know that there are some issues where he's a little bit more brutal, but not that brutal. I mean, my God, talk about breaking every one of your codes. Every single one, like, So, if I should judge the characters Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill as Batman and Superman as to getting into the original character, well, be it director's decision or just execution, they did not do well at almost all the time. As for execution, for simply having it done properly, they're right on top. Moving on. Oh my fucking God. Okay. Sorry about that. Now, moving on. We have several more people we have to review as cast, and I of course want to start with Jesse Eisenberg. Now, why do I want to start with Jesse Eisenberg? Because this guy is not Lex Luthor. No, he's not. At least not Lex Luthor everyone thinks he is. Like, if you want a classical Lex Luthor, no, nothing alike. However, is he a bad addition to the Lex Luthor? No, he's just a different one, and you can probably, if you take a good look at his performance and at what his story, should I say it is, you can probably see why he's like that. I can rather clearly see why they chose this kind of performance and it goes really well in many cases. Not in all, but in many occasions it goes really well. So, is Jesse Eisenberg a bad Lex Luthor? No. Is he a classical one? No. Will it be better in the next movie they put out? Probably yes. And even more crazier. He's a lunatic. Next, and the others are not that much different from the previous movies, is the new addition to the Butler Alfred, Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons is probably the closest thing you will get to the Batman animated series Alfred as you would. That's how I can that's how I can describe it. He's basically you can see that he watched the animated series. He watched it and he studied it, especially the witty comebacks and that sharp British Butler tongue. He's simply amazing. I love him. I fucking loved Jeremy Irons as Alfred. This is for me the best Alfred that has been spawned into the big screen. I hope to see him again in the next movies. I hope to see more of him. It was good. That's it. The overall cast. If I must actually talk about the overall cast, it was good. They picked a good cast. It's a very big shame, however, to have this extra cameos with other heroes, and for it to be so short. What I didn't like, I'm currently searching actually for the guy's name, the actor's name, because just a second, I'm sure he's here, and no, he's not here. I'm in IMDb right now. So one of the cameo heroes that they have in this movie is not who I wanted to see on the big screen, because you see it. I'm gonna I'm gonna put a little bit of info here. You might see the Flash, and if you're a fan of the series, the TV series, you will not be happy. If you're happy with the TV series performance, I don't know how what's his name. If you're happy with that Flash, you won't be happy with that Flash, because that Flash, for me, Barry Allen in the TV series is who they should have picked to come and do stuff just like that. Overall, I cannot gather my thoughts. It's so scrambled. It's like scrambled eggs here. The overall, what I think about the movie is that it's amazing for what it is. If you take it for what it is, if you take it for what I explained earlier, and go to see that kind of thing, which I'm happy to say I did, you're gonna be amazed. But if you're expecting anything else, anything different, you will probably be disappointed. That's what I have to say. This is a very closed spectrum film. Like, you have a target audience, a very maybe not that narrow and especially not small target audience, but you have it, and it's not for everyone. This movie will not get that high a score, I'm sure of it, because you have a lot of people who will be first comers, They won't have any idea, and they will just be left with many questions. But if you're very into fight scenes and into epic bullshit and into stuff blowing up, you're gonna like the movie anyways. If again, that's what you're going for. If you're going for to see the battle between Batman and Superman, if you're there to see how it goes, how it's going to that, how it ends, and what happens in the end, you're gonna enjoy this movie very, very much. Personally, I will give him 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 because of a little bit of a, how should I say it, rushed or fast paced, too fast, it was too fast at moments. Some of the performances, as I said, and the cast were a little bit off from even what I expected, which, if you're having a target audience, you want to be a little more on top. You want to be on point there. So with some of the cast members, you weren't on point there, and especially seeing the different Batman and Superman as to what we experienced, it's again a little bit of a point dropper. But 8.5 out of 10. This is my final score. I'll probably go watch it again because as you can see, I can barely muster any thoughts. I'm just being completely honest, and the words are just forming in my brain now. So sorry if this review is a little bit slow and I'm a little bit out of words, or I'm struggling, but if you could see my brain right now, it's going like this, you know? So what I can suggest, watch if you want to have any material before going to watch Batman vs Superman. Watch The Dark Knight Returns, the animated movie. Watch Superman, actually Man of Steel, the motion picture. And what else? And if you have any access to it, read the whole comic series about that. With that, you can go and watch the movie without feeling lost there. If not, then I just suggest to take it for what it is. And if you have any questions, go to other reviews, to Spoiler Talks, go to a little bit of wiki history or anything, or going to the DC history database and just see what information you need and read it. That's what I can say about that. I'm sorry again for the very slow review. I'm sorry about having to muster any thoughts. Oh my fucking god. And I'm probably gonna do a spoiler review in 2 or 3 days, but I need to do it better than this. I need to think about it. I need to get my head clear. That's it. So until then, I'll see you guys next time, and with probably another video very soon between those. If you enjoyed this review and want to stick around, please click the subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Follow me on my social networks. I post regularly to Twitter, Facebook as well, sometimes Instagram, whatever floats your boat. And if you want to join my discussion, please write me a comment, send me a message. If you want to add something, if you want me to talk about a part of the movie or something else from the movie, the comments are open, so you can do whatever the fuck you want, and don't be shy. Alright, this was Helzo from Discuss Things. Cheers.